Good morning, traders. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. Good morning, Alex, Picker, Robert, Bob Peterson, Sonia, Chad, Dusty, Joe, Kenneth, who loves lunatic, Michael, James, Pat, Harry, Francisco, Alfredo, Broke Joe, Bill VW, Stephen, and everybody who hasn't typed in a chat. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I did not change over this weekend, but I also did not have a ThinkorSwim. It did not work. Wasn't able to get anything done. Good morning, Frank, Rick, Mr. Rodriguez. Good morning, Ruth. Not seeing too much moving this morning. Hopefully we'll have a good week. I think we will. Got to keep the positive thoughts going. Good morning, Fire Medic Dave. If you are new here, we will do a walkthrough about 6:30. Let's get past market open, see if we can make a few dollars, and then I'll do a breakdown for you. Right now, we're watching this column. This column scores the stocks for the last 30 minutes, finds the ones that's been moving, gives them a score from minimal to maximum. The more they've moved, the higher up the ladder they crawl. I'd like to see this volume spike indicator right beside them, just plugging away with the green bullish. Once they do that, we'll click on them and check on the chart and see what's happening. Bob, it shouldn't have anything to do with custom expression. Usually that is because you're loading too many stocks in your scan. I got mine down to a minimum of 50. Only display 50, and that gets rid of it. You try to do show too many stocks on your scan, on your watch list, it's too much to calculate for your system if you don't have the processing power. That's usually what happens. Dusty, I did see that this morning. Good morning to Mimi. Less than a minute to go here. Hopefully something will fire up for us. Good morning, Skywalker and Gigi. About 30 seconds to go. All right, good luck. Let's see what happens this morning. Waiting for this volume spike to kick in. We already have quite a few. 5. Well, I guess it's not quite a few, but it's a few. Usually takes a couple of minutes to get going. There we go. Maybe this one here popped up. 45-cent penny stock. We want to see this number rapidly rising. As soon as we catch a stock over here moving, we go to the volume, the current volume bar here, make sure there's enough volume to get in and out safely. So far, we don't have that. It's not moving here on the percentage. OGI or L, I don't know which one it is. I'm going to guess it's I or L. It's been moving prior to 6 o'clock. Going to have to break that level there to get interest in it again. Needs to break through, come back around, retest it for the next move up. Good morning, David. Make sure your microphones are muted, please. If you don't know how to do that, it's going to be, well, I guess it depends on what platform you're on. If you're on Discord, it's down on the bottom left. If you're on YouTube, it's going to probably be on your computer somewhere. Good morning, Sandra. Not much activity this morning. It's acting like a Monday. Good morning, JC. Hopefully everything is up and running this morning. That was a major shutdown this weekend. Good morning, Raphael. Sonia, that's news to me. I haven't been on the paper side in many years. I'm sure it's changed a lot since I've been on it. Good morning, Island Man. Morning, John F. OGI trying to get past that $1.50 mark. It keeps testing it. Sonia, sometimes I think I need to start paper trading, but then I realize it's not me, it's the market. That thought does come to mind sometimes. We need it to break through this $1.50. It's trying. Lots of volume on this stock. It's already exceeded the last bar volume. I'd like to see it come down and retest this level as support. Make sure you have your chart on the XT or you won't be able to trade. We may get that retest right here. If you're watching, it'll come down. It got close to it. It may not make it all the way. Before the next run up, it's kind of weak, in my opinion, or other buyers would have continued to drive it up. We could go up from here, though. Looks like the buys and the sells are just about equal. Well, I guess we're going to go up from here. We're not going to get that solid retest. Just be careful. I'd like to see it pull back further than that. Looks like there's a bunch of sellers just waiting on the next bump up. NTB means none to borrow. That means it can't be shorted. And I heard that can be displayed on some people's computers, but not all. Like some people can short it and some people can't. No way for me to check that theory, but that's what I've heard. Mine shows NTB, none to borrow. This one's so slow, I'm going to stay clear of it. It doesn't know if it's got enough buyers behind it. I'm seeing a bunch of sellers as well. Want something more positive, a lot stronger than that. If you want slow money, that's definitely the one. Skits, you have to click the gear icon by your to the right of your buy and sell buttons and move TIF over to the right side. Then move it up a couple if it's on the bottom, but don't go up past the first division line there. Then select TIF EXT. So I guess that rumor is correct. Hard to borrow or none to borrow can vary from platform to platform. I guess that's how they control how many people can short it. Where's the equal rights there? Shouldn't we all have the same rating? Andy, I'm watching level 2 and I'm watching the price ladder on ThinkorSwim, and I'm watching both sides on the ladder. This one's definitely slow crawling. I guess if you held on, you made a few dollars. I'm not watching the tape. I'm watching level 2 and the price ladder below where you set your quantity and shares. Should have the bid and the ask in a ladder format down below your buttons. Hopefully this stock is not an example of what we got to go through this morning to get a play, or I'll be sitting on my hands. We did have one mover, but it's a weak one. It's still up here, number 1. This is what you want to see, but we want to see a lot more buyers coming in. It is bullish, but it's a very low number on the bullish. Did score a 12.5. So this is the percent gained over the last 30 minutes right here. That's what these numbers are. Good morning, Double Dare. So far, only one stock moving this morning. That was OGI or L. I believe it's going to be OGI, maybe. Thank you, Broke Joe. We had a slow weekend. I think that was maybe because TOS was shut down in a lot of areas. I think we did pick up 17, maybe. That's a lot of work for 10 cents right there. A lot of doubt, hard to hold on to. Most probably would have bailed right here. Not a real strong run. When they're like that, I stay away from them. Very slow Monday since market open at 6 a.m. Let's take a look at the SPY and see what it's doing. It's probably dragging down the market. Look at it on a 15-minute period. If I can pull it up. There we go. It's not doing too bad. We are about here. Actually here. So we're two red candles pointing in the south direction. You bring it up to 5 minutes and see what it looks like. Man, I'm slow to load this morning. Definitely trending downwards on a 5-minute chart. Looks like OGI is coming back down to retest that $1.50 level. Seeing slightly more sellers than buyers. Now it just changed the reversed. More buyers than sellers. It's probably break even on buyers and sellers. There is lots of shares being traded. It's just not going anywhere. Maybe some people have easy to borrow, and that's what's happening. Good morning, Melanie. If you didn't know, you can put that hard to borrow, none to borrow, easy to borrow in your watch list. Just type in, hit that gear icon, customize, and go search for HTB, and it'll pop up. You can move it over to wherever you want to put it in your watch list. Looks like we're slowing down. So if you're new here, I am Ricky Gaspard. I am a guy who trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I'm also a ThinkScript coder. Been doing that for quite some time. And I create my own indicators, and recently I decided to share them with the world and everybody that's interested. It's something new. You're not going to find these in ThinkorSwim. They're specifically coded by me. Started out with this one right here, and I'm watching OGI move up if y'all aren't. So it started with this column here, and I discovered a way to break down the volume as far as buyers and sellers, and it keys me off instantly which direction it's going by displaying bullish or bearish. It all started with this one indicator, and this indicator is using the same format. So are these arrows. So are these bullish and bearish labels up here. And so is these labels here. They're all relying on this script. They're all tied in together to work in unison. This column here, I discovered this about a month ago, and it's watching the stocks for the last 30 minutes to let us know what's moving. So if a stock barely has buyers coming in, it'll get a low score, and the more buyers that come in, it'll get a higher score. Over here, I created the pullback strategy, and you can see it happen right here where we get a pullback, and then the stock runs up. We get a pullback, and the stock runs up. So once we fire up over on this side, we immediately look at the chart. And we watch it go up, and we wait for the first pullback, which would be here. And this is where you want to enter. You want to enter on each pullback that the stock makes, but I wouldn't go past 2 pullbacks. That third one's usually pretty weak. We've been able to trade that successfully over the last 6 months. Very few fails. Once we see the spike over here, these arrows will come in as confirmation. These are spike arrows, letting you know there's more volume coming into those candles. Once we get the spikes, you're going to see a label pop up here that says bullish or bearish when there's enough volume to trigger them. This label's monitoring this current candle. So if there's a lot of sellers or a lot of buyers, it's going to display bullish or bearish up here to give you an indication of which direction the stock may head. If you haven't seen our YouTube channel, I'll post a link in the chat. Watch the videos on our YouTube channel, even the old ones and the new ones, because they all contain valuable information. Like the videos, comment on the videos, let YouTube know that I'm doing a good job. It also lets me know that I'm doing a good job. Subscribe to the channel, and below every video you'll find a link to our Discord where all of the investors are hanging out. You can find all the scripts over there on Discord. And when you join Discord, make sure you hit the disclaimer button or you will not see all of the other channels. That also creates a member position for you when you accept the disclaimer. You'll find all of these scripts over in current setup. It's four different shared links. Once you install all 4, this is what your screen's going to look like. This will look like your chart, and you'll have these 2 indicators in your watch list. If you need help, watch the how-to videos on how to install these scripts, labels, and indicators. If you're still having issues, post us a question over in support. We'll get to you as soon as we can. If I can't get to you, somebody will. We're building one big community of investors, from beginners all the way to professionals. Everybody's helping everybody, so feel free to ask questions, and if somebody has an answer for you, they'll definitely answer. Never trade off of my screen, because my screen can be sometimes delayed, and I don't want you to lose any money. Make sure you get set up on your own computer before you start trading so you can have a very active system. I appreciate you joining us this morning, and we will be sitting here watching these numbers and waiting for bullish indicators to come in. And once we get one, make sure your eyes go here next. You want to make sure there's enough volume coming in for you to get in and out safely. Yeah, it's definitely a weak one. Good morning, George, Dutch, and Jeff, Moneyman, Elmore family, JC, and Jimmy Bankston. If you're getting here late, you didn't miss much. This one's been moving very slowly this morning. Took about 10 or 12 minutes just to get from here to here. Then it lost it all. Now it's floating sideways. A lot of levels in there for 15-cent move. That's how much it's been struggling. Making another attempt here at $1.65. I'm staying clear of it. I have no confidence in this one. Didn't run up strong like we like them. Didn't pull back strong either. Just kind of bounced around until it finally made it back down. Well, enjoy your coffee. We don't have much activity this morning. This one's showing its weaker side. When mine quit working, I was almost absolutely sure it was my turn to change over, and nothing happened. I was hoping to get it out of the way, get it done, get it over with. Let's get through this. Very low volume on this stock. It's had last candle was only less than 10,000, 9,100. This one's a little bit stronger, but it didn't hold. That would have been the pullback right there. You would have waited on it to run and hit here, pull back to here, then enter. But it's showing weakness at the 256 level. It did break through 256. I'm going to stay out of these low volume stocks. I don't want to lose any money this morning. All it would take is one seller to drop all of this profit off. Not too happy about chasing low volume stocks. They are very risky. If you haven't hit the like button on this stream, please do. Let's keep this free stuff going. That's how I'm able to keep it going. I'm only relying on YouTube to pay me for coffee in the morning, and that's barely happening. I do have expenses that I have to cover and do this each day. I know eventually it'll pay off, but I do need you to hit the like button for that to happen. Also want to thank our Patreon members. It's a voluntary support of the channel. We had a few of them come in this weekend, and I really appreciate it. If you're interested in supporting the channel, there's a link on Discord, voluntary contributions. It's not a requirement, it's voluntary. Good morning, Dupree, ALV. Good morning, Maryland. It's over on Discord. This one does have a little bit of strength to it. It seems to be gaining power. Still low volume. I want to see this number really kicking. I want it to go from 50,000 to 100,000 to 250,000, and we're not seeing that. We're seeing these bumps of 10 to 20,000 shares being traded, and then we get a pullback. We've already had 2 pullbacks on this stock for very little profit between each pullback. That shows me the weakness of this stock. Now we're on the third pullback at $2.65. It's only giving up a nickel between each pullback. That's very weak. Looks like our list of movers is getting even shorter this morning. We did have 5 at market open. Now we're down to 3. Anybody showing more stocks in this momentum section? Do I need to restart ThinkorSwim again? We did have that issue last week. Thank you, JC. Yeah, I'm in the group with you. I'm also watching the all stock scan down here. Not much happening here either. Nothing on earnings. Gordon, make sure in that all stock scan that you don't have the average volume. Just go into your scan settings and delete that line and only leave the price and make sure it's sorted by volume descending. In the all stock scan, you only want the price in there. But you have to make sure volume is descending or you're just going to get a bunch of A's. All the stocks that start with A. I did upload a new all stock scan. It's not new really. I just took the line out and re-uploaded it to TOS scans. You don't know how to go delete code. You can just delete what you have on yours. Delete your current scan, go reload it, and it'll put it right back in. I got time to show you if you don't want to go through all that trouble. So you hit your scan tab here. You go to these three bars and bring up your personal. Go to your all stock scan. You're going to have an extra line of code down here. Just come over to the side. Let's see if I can move it over a little. You're going to hit this X, but down here on this average volume. And you're going to go back to these three bars and save it. Make sure your volume is descending right here. You are welcome. I know we've had some rough weeks. Don't let depression set in. You know you want to make some money. I want to make some money as well. We're just in a bear market, and we have a bad administration currently that keeps dragging it down. Just be patient. When better times come or we get a bullish day, you can make up for it then. Everything's working fine here on the screen and on the indicators and the scans. We just have to have patience. Haven't been able to make money every day, so when that does happen, make sure you buy enough shares to make up for when you did not have a trade. Better times are coming. We just have to wait on them. Good morning, Melanie. If they're going to move, you're going to know first right here. You'll even know before the rest of the people find them that they're moving. JOBY. I'm watching this volume. It's very weak. Like I said, we need lots of volume coming in, and it's currently frozen. The last bar was none. CDIO, cheaper stock, big red candle, big green candle. Got to get my colors right this morning. See if we can get a pullback here. I'd like to see it pull down about half of that previous green candle. I won't be playing this one either. The volume is too low. We may have more buyers come in as they find this stock and drive it up a little more. So you're the first one to know that it's spiking. It's going to let you know first, and then everybody else finds it. And then they drive it up a little bit more. That's a nice pullback right there. That's at 50% mark. So this is resistance. This one is support. If it bounces off of here, it could return back to here and break through. With volume that low, maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's only about 3 pennies, nothing to get excited about. Of course, if you can buy 10,000 shares of it, 3 pennies is $300. CDIO reversing as well. You know, what's nice to see for me is that you guys are already on top of this stuff. Those of you who are faithful in being here every morning, you're sitting there telling me what you see. That tells me you caught on really quick. That's a good thing. Makes me happy. It's not real hard when you have tools like this. We're watching them when they first move. We're checking out their volume. We're getting indicators to tell us this, it is spiking. Haven't seen any bullish signals come in up here. Thank you for that update, Backroad. Hey, there's a bullish label finally popping in. So we're watching this current candle. This is telling you how bullish that candle is, and it was very weak. It already went away. Watching HUBC all of a sudden spiked up here. That was a very early indication. Maybe news broke. It's a cheaper stock. Not a lot of volume yet. Let's see. There we go. Just a pop for a couple pennies and instantly lost it. That's how fast these indicators put us on them. If they make the slightest movement, we know. A lot of people don't have that advantage over us. Let's just get in before the crowd. A nice breakout for a cheaper stock. Only 3 pennies, don't get too excited. Almost 4 cents. Down here's 50, up here's only 53. Always watch these numbers on the right. If there's not enough money in between the numbers, don't waste your money trying to make a little bit. Lots of volume, 224,000 on that last candle. Could be a pump and dump. You got to be careful when you see that. And we came off of a bottom and it spiked. If there's no news, it probably is a pump and dump. Still trying to conquer that 3 cents. Still pulling back. I can almost assure you more people's going to see this and more buyers will come in and get a few more pennies out of it. I can see those that got in here are already taking profits. They don't trust it. Well, that's good. Maybe it's not a pump and dump. Definitely a slow mover, giving very little gains on each candle. How high does it go is the question. Will it double? Who knows? This is a small pullback. Not much there. I'm not going to make a desperate play here. I don't want to make money that bad where I've got to risk a lot of thousands just to get a few pennies. Not going to happen over here. HOWL. It's another one that only producing pennies. Volume is extremely low. Nice pullback on HUBC. It's only a penny between here, so don't risk your hard-earned money. Good morning, Steve 66. You haven't missed anything, Steve. It's just a bunch of pennies bouncing around. I'll check BKYL. Must be under my 25 cent. Uh-oh. BKYI. Yeah, it's down there under my 25 cents. That's why it's not showing up here. Looks like it's had the same struggles as the rest of them, a little bit of gain and then drop off. No volume whatsoever. I'm really waiting on something to really fire this percentage volume right here, and nothing seems to be doing it this morning. If you've ever wanted a bird's eye view of the market, these two indicators are surely give it to you. Slightest movement, and we know. Good morning, Lewis. Good morning, AC. That's awful, Gordon. That means it had no volume. It was not moving at all. They probably could have bought 50 shares and moved the price. Dead market this morning. Thank you, Stone Cold. I'm sure you got something out of them. Some of them are older videos, but if you watch them all, they all have their points. They all express something different. think I have some videos up there before this indicator was even born. Stone Cold, you can use it on it works the same on 1 minute or 5 minute. Same setup, same scenario. You're just looking at a longer time frame. I still do sometimes trade on 5 minute without any changes, especially if the market is slow like this. 5 minute will keep you from getting in on them little penny bounces. But there is no videos on the different time frames. Yeah, I'm actually recording right now, Bob, but man, if we don't get any action, how am I going to make a video? I like to show positive results when I put something out, but I need a positive market to show positive results. Stone Cold pullbacks are money. That's what I call them. I've done many pullbacks live in pre-market. I can't recall any of them actually failing. Some of them didn't give us what we thought we were going to get out of them, but they didn't fail. So if we don't have a good market today where I can get a good demo video out on that scan, there's no sense in me really putting it out. It's not going to perk any interest, and you really won't understand what's going on with it. I need activity so I can explain exactly what that scan is doing. And it's based off this momentum indicator. It's going to give you a lot longer list. It's going to monitor the stocks within a 3-minute period. On this one, they just come in and they drop off. On the other scan, they're not going to drop off. They're just going to move down. So you can continue to watch them throughout the day. I know everybody's anxious. Every time I put out a video, everybody wants it now. And I don't blame you, because I don't put them out unless they're good. Jeff, I agree. Bad news and a bounce. You catch a pullback on an upward trend and you're in the money. Melanie, they're all on YouTube. I'll get you the link. That's the link to the YouTube channel with all the videos. All of these live streams are recorded as well. I don't expect you to go watch another 3.5 hour video, but you can scroll through them and watch the good parts. They have all of the pullbacks we've played since I started live streaming. JC, you're saying BTAI, and it's not even on my chart. That's been a mover for several weeks. Going to have to break that high right there. Well, it looks like it advanced on me when I went to click. It did break the high right here. Maybe we'll get a pullback to here. Now it's going to continue to run, no pullback yet. Average volume coming in. This candle did exceed the last candle's volume. Might get a pullback here, hopefully back down to this 553. Volume's not too impressive right now. Looks like it died off. I think all we're seeing this morning is a bunch of hopeful bounces. Everybody's wanting something to move. Okay, we're down there near that 560, 553. May see a bounce here. Good job, Greg. Y'all's must have refreshed before mine. It's still not on my chart. One of the disadvantages of ThinkorSwim, they don't all refresh at the same time. Well, that could be the reason. Yeah, it's there. Has it been there and I just didn't see it, or what? Am I looking too hard? Am I that desperate? All right, I'm blindsided this morning. I'm looking too hard. I'm overlooking stocks now. Nice pullback to 553. If it's going to bounce, it's going to do it here. Or it's going to give up everything it gave. This is a level from the previous bounce right in here. Or the previous pullback, I should say. I'm going to go back and look at the recorded live stream and see if it was actually up here and I just missed it. I'm glad you guys are paying attention, though. Some of you didn't miss it. Hopefully you played it. Good morning, Jim Smith. lost all of its gains plus more. PLTR gave us a few gains last week. Seems to have lost it all. They had a good earnings last week. John, I'm using buy the ask and sell the bid. And I also have auto send checked. That's your fastest entry and exit, is buy the ask and sell the bid. If you don't want to go through setting up the trade, make sure auto send is selected. You can do that too, Andy. I do that as well. So for those of you that don't know, I'm going to pull my chart over here so you can get set up to trade pre-market. So you have to have this TIF loaded, and you have to have this auto send loaded, and you have to change your buttons if you want to use buttons. And the way you do that is right here on this gear icon. You can move over this TIF. It's currently on this side. You move it over to this side. Delete your buy buttons up here, and buy the ask is here. Sell the bid is a little lower. Then move them up to the top. You can do that over here. You need this TIF so you can select day or extended hours, and TIF is on this side. I've moved it over to here. It's below this second line divider, so it shows up down here. But that's what you have to set your limit orders and to get in and get out quickly on a trade. You can always refer back to this video after the live stream if you need this setup again. Palantir making very slow progress. I see Verb up here flying. It's a penny stock. I will stay clear of those. I don't trade them. Did have a nice pullback, but will it recover is the question. Trying to get those pennies, that's what that stock's doing. George, I haven't moved over yet. However, I did not have a functional ThinkorSwim over the weekend. It'll be the same trading platform. I think it would be very foolish if they did not use it. They would lose a lot of people, especially those like me who's been on it since 1990. Raphael, is the clock on your computer at the right time? And I have no idea. I did have an instance last week. I looked down at my clock and it said 7:20 p.m. and it was only like 10 o'clock in the morning. I have no idea how that could have changed. ThinkorSwim's not the best platform, but it's a really good one. I mean, what do you want for free? It's working. It's making us money. It has its flaws, but they all do, really. I do not. My orders go right through, and my sell orders go right through most of the time. Sometimes they'll break it down. If I buy too many shares, they'll break it down in sections, but they usually all are back to back. Martina, I don't know anymore. I used to have E-Trade at the beginning, then I went to ThinkorSwim, and I never left it after that, so I can't really compare anything accurately. I'm pretty sure platforms that you have to pay for will give you faster execution, but I'm not worried about a second or two. Not worthy of me having to pay for a platform. You're going to have some slippage on any platform, but but I'm usually selling while it's going up. So that slippage is rare. If you think about it, ThinkorSwim is really not free. I mean, it's free as far as using it in the install, but they're going to make their money from you on the spread. Or you may get a bad fill. They're making it up somewhere. That's why I like a lot of volume. I like to get in on the volume rush and get out before it's over. You usually do pretty good that way with this platform. But if you wait on a red candle, then you're going to get a bad exit. Like to get out before it hits a top. Just buy enough shares. If you're expecting 20 cents, be out at 18. I never set a goal of what I'm going to make. I just settle for what the market gives me and get out. Can't guess where it's going to stop or pull back. So just play the run, scalp yours out of there, and get on with it. Haven't had a chance to do that this morning with these stocks. I mean, they are really bad this morning. Like BTAI was the only good play, and I didn't see it till it was too late, till you called it out to me. Buy the ask is for going long. That's your entry if it's going up. Sell the bid is your exit. I also have join the ask. That sounds like a buy, but it's actually a sell. You're willing to sell it at the ask price. You won't get a quick execution on your exit, but you'll get a little bit more money. I've had some good Decembers. I've had some bad ones. I've never actually tracked to see if they're consistent. But people like to make money before Christmas, so usually it's pretty good. I don't know about this administration, though, if that's going to happen or not. Frank, I'm kind of like on Tuesday through Thursday, but I've seen some really good Mondays and some really good Fridays. You really can't tell which one's better than which. I've seen some lousy Tuesday through Thursdays as well, and I've seen some really good Tuesdays through Thursdays. This is the market. It's really not that predictable, especially since now we're watching for isolated buyers. That's how bad the market is. That's the main reason I created this. It was so tough to find anything going up. I had to figure out a way to key me off and let me know, hey, this one's moving, without me having to go search the whole market. And I pulled it off. Thank the man upstairs for that. VERB, penny stock in the top of the list here, a little bullish, bouncing off of the 30-cent. Probably not a bounce, probably somebody thinking it was going to go up. Stone Cold might be like a last effort. I got to get something done here. You'll never predict what's going to happen from day to day. Just have to look at the big picture overall. Hope for the best. Good morning, Hollywood. Greg says CAUD. I don't know why these aren't popping up. Maybe I'm still affected from the move over. I don't know. It's been working fine. Don't like that tall tail. These are sellers. Don't like any of these tall wicks. Is it popping on the high flyer scan or the momentum scan? Oh, the non-TOS scanner. Okay, no problem. Still should be popping up here, though. Maybe I just haven't refreshed yet. But these big arrows, not big arrows, these seller lines on the top, these big wicks, they're not good. That was a good move up if you could have caught it early. Ready for this migration thing to be over so we can get back to running smoothly again. I've had several issues over the last few weeks. Sonia, I don't understand your question. Sonia, are you paper trading? I'm going to show you what to do real quick. Under your scan tab, under pre-market, make sure you're not over 50 right here on the show stocks. Good morning, Keith. So if you want to know what IPOs are coming up, I'll post a link here in the chat. You can keep an eye on what IPOs may be fixing to launch and which ones are coming in the future. That's what that link is for. Yeah, we're just going to have to wait till we get through the whole thing. I'm sure there's a lot of subscribers and a lot of people using ThinkorSwim. It's not like an overnight transition. It may not even be a monthly transition. As many years as I've been trading, I still practice and on demand when I'm not doing anything. If I'm just sitting in the recliner watching a little TV, I always have a laptop right there by my chair and I'm continually on demand. I'm always practicing no matter what if I have time to do it. Never quit learning. Like to be practiced up all weekend, ready for Mondays. If you're not doing anything, why not just practice in your spare time? The scans won't work in on demand, but the chart itself will. What I like to do, on demand is 3 or 4 days behind, sometimes a week. So each morning, if you watch the ones that spike up at market open and write them down with the date, and then on demand, when that date comes up, you can play that stock and on demand. Or you can use the all stock scan and hopefully you'll find one that cooperates. But writing down the top spikers after market opens is the best way to build a list to play on demand. It is yesterday's and today's. And sometimes I wanted yesterday's because sometimes we have a continuation. So at market open this morning, if something spikes up, write it down in today's date. And when that date is available and on demand, you can go play that stock in practice. Do that every day at market open. Just write down the gainers so you can play them when that date's available. Keith, there is no script for that scan. You can go load it. It's a shared link over in TOS Scans on Discord. Good morning, Old Thumb. We're at that 8 o'clock hour. I'm going to take my 10-minute break here. I don't expect anything to happen until market open, so I shall return shortly. All right, I'm back. Morning, Robert, Casey. KPRX with a gap up. Very high spread on AIRE. I don't like stocks that went from nothing and jump up $2 or $3 and then lose it all. Some nice gains on AIRE if you can manage to scalp one. Question is, will it gap up more than here? Very low volume moving this stock. Think you'd have to be the lucky trader to get in and happen to catch the bounce up and out. Very high risk play. And you can lose $1 that fast. I did upgrade the multi-time frame label. For those of you who use it, I upgraded it over the weekend. I'll pull it up real quick so you can see what it is. This is the multi-time frame label from 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hour. It'll also go to 1 day, 2 day, and 3 day. It keeps you from having to go look at each chart to see if you're green on the 5 minute, green on the 15. Any of you like it? I believe it's number 18 on the TOS scripts. Let me check for you real quick. No, it's number 23 in TOS scripts. I already have the charts displayed that I use. But for those of you with a single monitor, it might be useful. You have to delete the old one. I put more time frames to it, a longer period. I believe it'll go all the way from 1 minute to 4 days. I had it up there before that long, but it was taking a long time to load. I figured out what the bug was. And you're all welcome. We have about 10 minutes to go still. I'm not going to change over yet. I'm going to continue to monitor pre-market risers in case they start pumping something up before market open. About 5 minutes, 8:25. I'm going to move this scan up to here. Probably put the high flyers down here. You are welcome. I guess I should have showed you in that script that also you're going to change your candles. You can turn that feature off. I'll go ahead and load it again and show you how to turn it off. It's very easy. So in the multi-time frame, when you get it loaded, if you click the gear icon, you can turn this colored candles on or off Just turn it off if you don't want to change your candle color. Like right now, it's changed my candles. And I can turn it off and go back to normal candles. MVIS. Yeah, I would not even call that a pullback. It's in a downtrend. A pullback is when the stock is going upwards and then pulls back before the next move upwards. This is pretty much a sell-off. Frank, I wished I could. All right, doesn't look like they're going to pump anything up this morning. I'm going to move the all stock scan up here, and I'm going to put high flyers down here. And we can put the slow crawlers over here. I don't think we're going to have anything fire at earnings. So if you're not familiar with these two scans, on the high flyers, the moving averages are stacked, the 5 above the 13, the 13's above the 34, and the price is above the 5. So the moving averages will be in the correct order as the stock is moving up. These are good stocks to watch for pullbacks on. They're always trending upwards. These stocks over here, they trend upwards as well, but on very low volume. You'll just have to monitor both scans, see if you can make some money out of either one. At market open, I'm going to be monitoring these top 3 or 4 stocks only. You can look further down the list. You might catch something moving from the bottom up. But I usually focus on these. These are the ones that are going to be gapping up, and I'll be watching for pullbacks. If I see one, I'll try to call it out. David, I have no idea on paper money. I'm sorry, but I haven't used it for years. Maybe somebody else can answer your question. You may not be able to trade extended hours. I really don't know, though. You're welcome. Or you can just message them up at the top where it says support. They'll answer you real quick. take a look at the SPY real quick and see what's happening over there. See if we're going to go down or up. Kind of hard to tell at the moment. We'll watch it for a little bit as we get closer to market open. We got about 2 minutes. Unless I see something spiking. Getting a little bit more activity over here in the all stock scan now as stocks are starting to wake up. Yeah, I probably should look at the bigger picture on the SPY. Let's do that real quick. I don't know. Can't really tell from the 15-minute either. Looks like we might be headed down. So less than a minute to go. This column is going to get very volatile. This list will probably get longer or shorter. I don't know, depending on which way the market opens. Going to be monitoring the top 3 or 4. Looks like the SPY is now pulling back. Could be a negative open. I prefer to buy them if they're going to gap up while the SPY is going up. Good luck to everybody. About 8 seconds to go. Guess that was a SPY fake out this morning. I'm watching these percentages. I want to see them gaining. Want to see the stocks work their way to the top. HOWL spiked up. Only paying out pennies. Ubo gapping up, only paying out pennies. Need something with some money behind it, not just a few penny gap ups. That's not good news. We did get a retest of $3 here. Is it worth it? Probably not. KPRX moved to the top. Really cheap. Verb is at the top. Another cheaper stock. Looks like a bunch of penny stocks moving is what's moving. Need something with some value to it. Got some red coming in. MULN, another cheaper stock, moving up half a penny at a time. Not really impressed. This morning's open. CDIO 50 to 52 on that candle. Lots of red coming back in. Just be watching for these percentages to gain and a stock to be moving up the list. I'm not seeing anything of value this morning. Bunch of pennies moving around. If you're a penny stock player, maybe you can pick up a penny or two. That's about all you're going to get. CDIO staying up here near the top. That could be a pullback for a half a cent or so, but I'm not going to go there. So far, nothing impressive. Nothing makes me want to pull the trigger. MULN making a few more half a penny gains. Volume's dying out. It'll come back in though. VERB. See AMC in the list. Possible pullback on AMC. Or possible sell-off. No impressive gappers this morning other than the penny stockers bouncing around. Could be a bounce here on AMC. Or 10 cents. If you're lucky. It's a nice pullback. Just wish there was some money in there. Good job, Danish. See you later, Raphael. Let's look down here in the high flyers, see if we have anything worth investing in. These are the kind of stocks that the high flyers produces. So you'd have to wait on a pullback to get into this one. JC, it's in my high flyers. Greg, it's in my high flyers. It was the first one I clicked on. I was a little late. It is a pullback right here. It's a minor pullback, but you're only going to get minor pullbacks when the moving averages are stacked. It may go up from this point on. I don't know why this stock didn't halt. I mean, it started down here at $1.90. It should have halted at 19 cents, and it broke right on through the halt. The SPY must be dropping. I'm seeing nothing but red. Let's check the SPY real quick. I thought so. I'm going to mark a new low here. Or maybe I won't. Maybe it's over. LUMN moving, pennies, penny gainer. Another flow of volume coming in. MLTX. Not a lot of volume on this one. Could get some money out of MLTX. It is holding its price level. Possible dollar gain here. Needs a lot more volume to come in. MLTX dropped down to the second position and back up to the first. It's currently consolidating. I don't see a bunch of buyers coming in to drive it up. It is trying to get up there though. You can see the moving averages are stacked. This is the 5, this is the 13, the 34 is probably down here. I just don't have it on the chart. A little bit higher. And even higher. Volume did pick up over the last candle's volume. Not seeing anything in all stocks. KOD trying to get up there. Market's starting to calm down now. The stronger stocks are going to be down here in this high flyers. MLTX still holding that price range. KOD still trying to gain a penny or two. We don't have enough volume to support any great moves. It's like everybody's sitting on their hands this morning, waiting on that one stock, just like we are. Getting closer to that 9 o'clock hour, we'll probably die flat at that time. Looks like the volume's also dying right now. Let's take another look at the SPY real quick while nothing's happening. Steadily pulling down. Need to see Mara pull back into that $7 price range. Play that $2 run up. Good job, Danish. Danish, I probably asked you before, but you're playing options, right? Looks like DBGI is halted. Thank you, Danish. LIFW on the move. It's in the high flyer scan. Steady climb on LIFW. Oh, I'm sure they are listening to every word I say. They got me for saying watch the videos over and over and over. They thought I was pumping up my revenue. I'm sure I'm monitored. This is why I like this high flyers. Man, you get one in that top position and it just seems to keep going. You may not get a pullback. You may have to just get in and chance it. But they're always strong. Very seldom you see a big red candle in them. JC, I see you, but I'm not interested in Mara till it gets down in the $7 range. I know I could probably pick up 20 or 30 cents off of it, but I want to pick up dollars. I'm waiting for that great pullback. They'll sell it off again, I assure you. These are probably that minor pullback on this stock. Before the next run up, it's still in the top position. The volume is kind of dying on it though. It's bullish again. Maybe a retest there before the continuation of a run up. There she goes. Make sure you watch this high flyer scan all the time. It's going to be some money in hard times. Still going. still in that top position on high flyers. Still climbing. It has made it up to the all stock scan in the top position now. It's up 62%. And still rising. This one's probably going to be the play of the morning. I mean, I didn't catch it early enough, but from 350 or 375, if you got in this area, it's almost $1 gain. There's some big sellers coming in. Might could get a pullback on it here. Wait for that red candle to close. And it did. Let's see if it responds to a pullback. I'm going to take a piece of it here. Up, did not let me have it. Do we got bugs in the system? I went through. It was a quick $100 right there. Should have held on to the resistance line, but I'll settle for that. I got my piece at the top. I was late, but I called it out. I say it's not done until it's out of this list at the top. You got that right, old thumb. I'd like to see this list full. These are going to be your winners right here. You can actually watch all day long, and when they get to that top position, Monitor them and watch what happens. They're not real explosive, but they do go up. So we're back up now at resistance. Like I said, I should have held on until resistance, but I didn't. But I got my piece. That's fine. You're welcome, Johnny. Wished it would have gave me my fill back when I clicked it down at this line. I didn't get filled until half of that red candle. I guess TD Ameritrade looking to make some money too, or Schwab. Hey, it's gone from this list. It's probably over. You're welcome, Greg. No big panic in these kind of stocks. Like if you're not going to get that gigantic red candle. If you do, it's just somebody sold their shares. It's not like that it sold off. It gave us another bounce back up to here for another 20, 30 cents. Smoke Star, are you in the high flyer scan? Or in the all stocks? It's in all stocks as well. Do you have extended hours checked in both of those scans? And I believe the high flyers is on daily. Let me take a look. No, it's on 1 minute, and extended hours is checked. Well, I didn't get skunked. I held off. Missed one or two in pre-market. But they weren't showing on my scans. I was having to rely on y'all calling them out. But I'm not going to change anything on my system. I just think it's the merger related. Or the migration, I should say. Got a new list here. We got LIFW back in the top up here. Are we gaining another breath of fresh air? Might just be channeling between the two lines. That's a good 20-cent pickup if you can catch the bottom and the tops. Maybe we'll break through and get 150% gained. How about that? We are getting a bullish spike. We did get a bullish arrow. We do have buyers outnumbering the sellers. If you can recall, the merger or the migration did knock out this volume spike scan. I had to reprogram it. Hopefully they don't start knocking out everything I programmed. I don't think they will. I think it was just server related. I don't think they'll mess with the platform itself. Nice little bounce right there. Always got to watch them when they're in this top position. That was a 20-cent jump. Looks like we're going to get some more out of LIFW. May come back down to retest 460. Hollywood, there's always that shoulda, woulda, coulda. So if you watch that anxiety video again, you would have seen if this price wasn't here, you would not have got out because the moving averages did not cross over. Am I correct? Right? Take that price away and play the moving averages. Still going. It is, Jerry. I just wanted to point that out because of that video. If If you haven't watched it, I made the price disappear and played only the moving averages. Drop down to level 2, then back up to 1 over here. Still bullish. Volume's not too bad. Bon, it's running up so slow, I doubt they halt it. So where's the top? Look at it fly, would you? This is where they may halt it when you see volume like this coming in. Blew right past that $5, Bob. That was a much bigger gain than the first one. That was a beautiful run. It really was. Even the second time around, hopefully one of y'all got back in when it broke this level. I didn't. I should have, but I didn't. Good job, Installer Pro. That was nice, easy money there. We would have never known without these two indicators right here. We wouldn't have known it was moving, just like this one. Is it going to do the same thing? Maybe not, but at least we're aware of it. We do have quite a few good scans, though. I mean, we have the slow crawlers that's very productive as well. These are really slow to climb over here. These I love playing during the day. It's kind of like you just kick back and wait for one to hit the top position. Man, I've been stuck in so many halts. I have a fear of halts. I got to break the ice one way or the other. You got to remember, people panic when they're stuck in a halt. So what are they going to do when it comes out of a halt? Most of them are going to cover. They're going to get out. Maybe we'll get a pullback before $7. We'll just have to see. Maybe these sellers will come in at the halt, drop it back down to half of this candle before the next run up. You're welcome, Mr. Rodriguez. Have a blessed day. Good job, Mr. Rodriguez. I think all of y'all are gaining confidence. A lot of you have gained confidence. Mainly because you're looking more in depth of a stock than just looking at it as the price is moving. We're doing candle by candle. That's the best way to trade. We did gap down halfway here, a little more than halfway. Let's see if it pops back up and goes back up to retest here. Now, those lines are not relevant. I'm just throwing them there for the grins. It may pop. Who knows? Not seeing a volume spike yet. There she blows. Volume spike. Well, I was close. I said half of that candle. It went a little more down. Let's see if we get the full retest. There it is. Kind of called it out there and more. Gotta love them pullbacks, right? Probably going to another halt. It's all about price action and buyers and sellers. I say that over and over. Look at that stock fly. Gotta quit being trigger shy. I'm guilty as said. Gotta just start clicking. Don't worry about the sell, especially when they're coming out of here. I don't care if I miss one or two of them as long as I call them out correctly. Once you can call them out, your trust in clicking that mouse is a lot easier. But this was risky. I'll let you know right up front. Coming out of a halt, you really don't know where it's going. And I did say these two lines weren't relevant. I'm just doing it for grins. And I was right. I got lucky. I'll admit that. We're still climbing. Greg, turn off the computer. You're done. Don't go lose it somewhere else. Or watch this scan all day. Watch this one. See if you can double them earnings. All right, number two. Where's number two? That's what I'm waiting on. The next one. They're not back to back, though. You just have to sit here and wait. Just got to thank the Lord we got one. Yeah, it's halted. I'm going to put a line here. This is where I think it's going to pull back to if it does another run up. At 668. And don't just buy it because I said that. Let it confirm. Let it start moving up again. Mr. Rodriguez, they're our blessings. They're not my blessings. Just like these are your indicators, I'm just the builder. All right, we are resumed. There's the pullback. Right to that line. It's either going to break through it and sell off or it's going to bounce. Looks like we're going to get more out of it. I'm watching the tick chart. It's green. There she blows. Kind of quick for me to get in, though. I missed that totally. I wasn't going to risk it on just a spike down like that. Isn't that beautiful? I'd be out if I was anybody right now before the halt. So who grabbed it? Anybody get in? Did you get out in time? Good job, guys and gals. Good job, Daniel. You are welcome. I think you know what to do, don't you? Not that hard. I'm sitting here guessing where it's going to gap down to. I'm actually impressing myself, don't get me wrong. Guessing where it's going to gap down to after a halt. That never happens for anybody. I'm thinking it's over, but that was a great play. So we're back down here, half of that candle again. What happens next? Do we get a third pullback? I'm going to say no. So it'll make a liar out of me. Tick chart's not looking as promising this time. It is a little red, but it is channeling on the tick chart. Now moving up on the tick chart. We could get a retest of here. Looks promising. How about that? Isn't that beautiful? You too, Greg. Have a blessed one. See you later, Bob. Happy. This one's over, folks. Don't take any more chances. That third run usually don't happen. Good job, Bob. Patience pays. Really bad pre-market. And the high flyer saved us. Bob, we all wish that. Just be thankful you got a piece. I only got a piece. Praise the Lord, for he is worthy. This is why you don't force a play, and this is why I'm still sitting here at 9:45. Thank you, Skywalker. Almost called you Luke. You are welcome. Go for it. The power of a great setup. That's what I call it. Let the computer do the work. We just watch volume and price action. Put in those support and resistance levels and call them out. I know you all enjoyed this morning. I'm ready to call it a day. I'll probably sit here for a few hours, and I'm going to take a break first, though. As always, have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, and maybe we'll do it all over again. See you later.